everyone, Mike Mixon from Keyboardamerica.com. Welcome to this Genos Tyros tutorial on a few tricks and tips about your Genos and your Tyros. Now we're going to be doing this, of course, on Genos, so we're going to be looking at a couple things. One thing is I have a great little trick to help you find styles easier and intros that I just picked up on. I've also got a request to do a little bit of video on the super articulation buttons on the left side of the keyboard, the rotary, assignable, and the pitch bend. So we're going to cover that whole thing in this video, and I think you're going to find it very enjoyable. So let's get started and take a look at the first trick and tip, how to find styles a little bit quicker and easier. Okay, so here's the first thing, finding style a little bit easier. Let's say that you want to do a song and you want that song at a specific tempo. And, you know, that's what we always look for. As you know, on the Genos, the tempos are set. When you change styles, it goes to the tempo that they suggest for that style. However, if you want to look for a tempo at like 160, for instance, if I put this big band crooner on and I raise my tempo up to 160, okay, because that's the tempo I want for a song, and we'll just listen real quick. So go into your menu, go into style setting, and you're going to see it may be on setting there. Go to change behavior, and where it says tempo and it says reset, put it on hold and just close it out. Now any style you go to is going to be at that tempo you're looking for. You can also do something that's pretty cool, and you can be, I usually search on variation B over there, and you can actually, let me zoom out for a second here a little further so you can see what I'm talking about. So we're going to go back to that big band crooner, and of course I have it set on 160. I'm just going to hit intro 2 and strike it. So you can see, if you just keep going through them real quick, you can even hear how the intro is going to sound at 160, and you'll find a style a little quicker that way. Just remember, when you're not looking for a style, you want to go back into that menu, into style setting, and take it off hold and put it on reset, because that's pretty important to hear what they wanted you to suggest for that particular style. Now you can leave it on there if you want, so it's really a choice on what you want to do. Okay, now in the olden days we used a pitch bend to make the sax note bend and guitars and things like that. Now I'm going to get back to this modulation hold and this pitch bend in another part of the video, but I needed to show you that first. First of all, if you're playing the notes, you know you can get articulations by the way you touch notes, so you don't have to touch these at all. However, these are recorded pitch bends and articulation. So instead of doing this the old way we used to do it, it's really done more professional. And you can hear it going down. Now it does depend on how you strike these as well. They do different things depending upon if we hold them or you hit them shorter or any of that cool stuff. So they're definitely so pretty cool to learn how to use those. We're going to get into the rotary assignable button here as well in this video because some people have asked me to do a short video. So anytime you're touching these super articulation buttons, it's going to bring in the super articulations when you want them. Just be aware that there's a lot of combinations of the way you can push those buttons to get them to do different things. Now we're going to go to the rotary and / assignable button. Now I'll tell you what, I only use this for really two things. I either use it as an assignable and do a fade out there. That's the only way I use it. You can hit direct access and the assignable button, and you can see it says rotary slow and fast here. We're going to zoom in on this real quick so that you can actually see it. And a lot of times I will use my pedal to do this rotary slow and fast depending upon what song I'm playing. But when you touch it, you can just change it to fade in and out. Remember that when you're changing it for a particular song, that when you store it in your registration bank, each registration memory can have a different assignable. So you're not stuck with just one thing there. You can really customize it for what you want to do for each particular song, storing them into registration memory. Now, when I'm not using my assignable as a fade out, it can be used as a rotary slow and fast. Now it doesn't work on every organ sound, but you want to use it on organs. And if you want to watch a great video, watch my Genos organ video. It'll explain all of the organs to you. So for instance, if I use this jazz rotary, and let's just hit direct access and assignable, you can see once again on all the organs, I always have that on that organ rotary speed, slow and fast, okay? So when you're playing organs, you know, that's what you want that button to do. But if I'm using certain organ sounds, you can hear it go faster on that one. Now it's going slower. You go to the white bars, and it's going fast and slow. And you know what? I want to adjust that because it's going from fast to slow too quickly. And that is to make it sound more like a real Leslie speaker sounds from all these Hammond B3 sounds. You're going to want to adjust that. So let's take a look at that real quick. Okay, so I moved over now to the organ flutes. You can see where the drawbars are, and once again I have a great organ video that will explain a lot of this to you. If you hit your menu button and go into voice edit here, you're going to see this screen come up, and this is your rotary slow and fast, and you can see that go left to right when you hit that assignable button. Let me go in a little closer, and you can see it go left to right there. And right next to that is the speed and depth. So you can control how it goes from fast to slow to adjust that. And it makes for a very interesting and you just touch it. Your depth. get your Leslie speed the way that you want it when you're on certain organ sounds in there. And once again, that organ video I have is pretty important. Okay, so basically, unless you're using this and you're an old Hammond B3 player that you're used to using this to slow down and speed up your Leslie, this is really obsolete. Yet they put it on anyway just because it's been on keyboards for a million years and some people are used to doing it that way. Now, if I'm using organ sounds and I have my second pedal, then I'm usually going to assign that rotary speed to my pedal. So you hit your direct access and hit your second small pedal and the screen comes up, and you may have it set on your harmony arpeggiator or your vocal harmony, but you can make that pedal work for that rotary speed. And once again, look at that organ video. It'll be very, very informative. So you just touch it there, and it's got 9 pages in there, so I had it on vocal harmony. So you're going to want to find that rotary, which is right here, slow and fast, organ rotary, slow and fast. And remember, it's only going to save into that one registration unless you have a whole bank of organs where you want it set in your entire bank. So real quick, I'll show you. And I'm using my pedal on that because I really, really like to use my pedal. And I have that sounding just like a B3 now. It's speeding up and slowing down at the right speed that an actual Leslie speaker does.
It is to be loved by you. I needed the shelter of someone's arms. There you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs.